Hi, guys. Today in class, we did an activity that helps us practice the periodic table again. And this time, we're focusing on the founder, the father of the modern periodic table, Dmitri Mendeleev. And Dmitri Mendeleev was a pretty fun guy. He kind of looks a little crazy, though he definitely wasn't. And in the spirit of fun that Mendeleev would like to have with his students and with just kind of making fun of himself and also being comfortable with himself, we're going to do a little activity where we pretend Mendeleev is in a castle and there's 18 rooms, and you have to try to make it through the 18 rooms using clues about the elements. So you're going to need this to go onto Google Classroom and go to this website here, this Castle Mendeleev, where it says home, and you're going to click on it and get to something that looks like this. Then you're going to go and make sure you have this sheet, the Castle Mendeleev sheet, as well as your periodic table. Okay? All right, let's go back and read what we have to do. Oops. Okay, so it says here, you and your friends have been magically transported inside an 18-room castle built by the famous chemist Dmitri Mendeleev. Each room is entirely made from one of the elements of the first 3 rows of the periodic table. No element is repeated. Each element will appear in the state solid, liquid, or gas it retains at room temperature. You do not know where in the castle you have been transported. A holographic image of Mendeleev will accompany you on your journey, giving you clues to help you determine which room you're in. Each time you identify the element a room is made of, you'll be transported to another room. Once you have traveled through all the rooms, you will find your way out of the castle. So we're going to click on castle, and you're going to notice that it takes you to all these different rooms. If you click on a random room, you'll notice that you have to put in a password. Just put in a password. We'll deny you and you can't get into the door. So you have to go one at a time. So let's start with room 1. Okay, in every single room, it'll have a little description. What you are going to do is read the description. Remember, the description describes an element. So you're going to know or take clues that you know. So if it says something about how many electrons there are, or how many protons, or what the atomic mass is, or that it's a gas, or that it's clear, you're going to write down those clues onto this sheet. Okay, and you want to have at least 2. Sorry, these cords are in the way. You want to have at least 2 clues down for every box. And then you're going to say what element it is on the other or the end of the page. And that element will be what you unlock the door with. So let's go back to the first one and we'll do a couple together. Okay, it says you and your friends have suddenly materialized in a room made entirely of a shiny metallic
Julie
solid.
Anderson, if you're in the building, please go to the library. Julie Anderson to the library lit lab.
A shimmering holographic appears before you. It is an old man with long brown hair and a full beard streaked with gray hairs. Wearing a full-length 19th century top coat, it is Dmitri Mendeleev. The scientist says this room has been constructed of a strong, lightweight, corrosion-resistant metal composed of atoms containing 3 valence electrons. You don't know what that is. Don't worry about it. And 13 protons. We do know how to use the periodic table to find that. It's the third most abundant metal in the Earth's crust. Carve its symbol on your answer sheet and escape to the next room. So what I'm going to do is after I read that is I need to write down at least 2 clues I found in that part that I actually know what they are. Okay, so let me go back to this. Here's what I wrote down. In the reading, it said it was a metal and a solid, and it also said it had 13 protons. So now what I can do is go to my periodic table and look for 13 protons. If you remember, the number of protons is this top number. So which one has 13 protons? Boom, aluminum. So the symbol is capital A, lowercase l. I have to write that exactly into what I'm doing here. Oops. Capital A, lowercase l, right here. Okay, so I write that down in there, and then I go back to my website and I click on the room to get into room 2, and I do capital A, lowercase l, and boom, it takes me to the second room. Okay, let's do the second room together. The next room you find yourselves in is made of a clear, life-giving gas. So already I went back, and that's what I wrote, clear gas, life-saving. So it seems like it helps us with our breath, right? And we breathe it in. So let's go back. It says, suddenly Mendeleev appears again, saying this element is a non-metal. It's a gas that comprises about 20% of normal air. It has 6 valence electrons. Again, we don't know what that means. It combines with most other elements to form oxides, and it gets thinner as you go up in the atmosphere. So the only thing that I can think of is it's a nonmetal, so it's a gas, and it's clear and life-giving, so we probably breathe it in. That sounds a lot like oxygen. So I wrote that on my sheet, and now I'm going to try it. So let's put just a capital O. And if you don't type it in correctly with capitals and lowercase, then it won't let you go. So you have to have it exactly like the symbol is. Okay, there we go. So let's do one more together. It said, next, you and your friends are transported to a room made from a green yellow gas that immediately begins to burn your nostrils and your throat. You reach into your packs for gas masks to protect yourself from these noxious fumes. For the third time, a holograph of Mendeleev speaks to you through the shifting gas. You realize that this gas, which combined with sodium, makes a good flavoring for meat and French fries. For the third time, a holograph of Mendeleev speaks to you, and through the shifting gas says, this diatomic gas is a halogen. We don't know what that is, except we know it's a gas, and has 3 electron orbits. We also don't know that. Which element surrounds you? So, normally in something like this, there's not enough clues for you to really figure it out. So, I would give you an extra clue. So, I am going to give you a clue for this one. Okay. And it's a green yellowish gas, and it has really bad fumes. Okay, so by looking at that, and also a really good hint is think about when you go in a pool and what do they use to clean the pool? But also, if you open your eyes like the whole time, it'll bother your eyes, or if there's too much of it, it could harm your nose, right? That sounds like chlorine. So, chlorine is capital C, lowercase l. So, I'm going to go back to my room and I'm going to try capital C, lowercase l. And booyah, I just got into the next one. Okay, so you're going to do that. So let's look at this. You're going to do, though, write down at least 2 clues. Okay, and if you want to write down 3, you can, but at least 2. And then you're going to guess the element and then test it, make sure it's right. If it comes out wrong, you're going to have to re-guess or try another element. Okay, you're going to continue down the front side. Then you're going to go on to the back. Okay, and the back, there's a couple that give you clues. So you got to find 1 or 2 more. Okay, and you go all the way down to the end. When you get to room 18, the last clue will let you out and you'll be done. So your homework tonight is to get this whole worksheet done. It looks long, but it's going to go pretty fast. Okay, good luck.